So Ogden is the center of the mission. That's where the mission office is, and the Ogden Temple. And when I got called to Ogden, everyone told me, Ogden's different. And it's true. It's different from the rest of Utah in a lot of ways. It was one of the only cities, I believe, that wasn't founded by the church in Utah. It was founded, I guess it started with the railroad. The railroad came through that area, and that area got built up by people coming in and travelers, things like that, outsiders from Utah, or not from Utah. And yeah, Ogden, there's a lot of members of the church there, but I think there's probably more members, or people who aren't members of the church. I lived right near the temple. It's 20th Street to 30th Street, and it was kind of a rough neighborhood. Heard gunshots sometimes at night, and heard a lot about people getting robbed, things like that. I never saw anyone with a gun. I never got robbed. I usually felt pretty safe there. It's not as bad as other places you hear about, like LA and things like that. But it's definitely not quite as safe as places like Provo here in Utah. And I also, there's a lot of drugs that happen in Utah. Saw a lot of evidence of that. People doing drugs, people hiding them when we come in the house. Something you don't get so much in Provo. But overall, I did feel fairly safe there. It wasn't too bad. For some reason, Ogden's laid out differently than the rest of Utah. Most of Utah follows a grid system for the streets. It's once you learn how it works, you figure out which way is north and south, west and east. It works fairly well. It's easy to find your way around. In Ogden, they decided to make the streets that go north and south all named after presidents of the United States. So you have to memorize the order of the presidents, and if you do that, you'll be able to find your way around Ogden. And Ogden's home to Weber State University, so it's kind of in the south part of Ogden. So there's a lot of students that are going there. Among the Hispanics, didn't see that many that were attending college there, but there were some. Places to visit in Ogden. It's definitely, if you're a Spanish-speaking missionary, you need to visit Mi Puebla. I think it's on 27th South and Washington. Washington Boulevard is the main street in Ogden. So other places to visit. Ogden's right. It's in the top corner of the valley, the little valley where it is, and there's a huge mountain behind it called Ben Lomond. It's a lot of fun to hike. There's also Ogden Canyon, leads up to a little place called Eden. Beautiful area with a little lake up in the mountains. One of the best places in Ogden, I think, is the dog food factory. There's a certain area of Ogden, right around 30th Street, kind of smells like dog food all the time, but it's a little quirk about Ogden.